Greetings and welcome. My name is Michael Miller. This is a Michael Miller trademark training video out to you because you're watching. Thank you and welcome. It's meant for Michael Miller Pilates licensed affiliates, the Core New Core, my patrons, Clayton, Ruby, Stephanie, and Jonathan, and anyone interested in surviving and thriving as a Pilates instructor or student. The last few broadcasts have been so full of big issues like principles and where it came from and who wrote when what, and from that my number one title is that CT is oppositional rotation between axes. So CT, whatever that means, is defined as oppositional rotation between axes. Okay. Now, this comes out of yesterday and comments from Patricia, I think ascribing to CT it being an expression. And so Google tells me that an expression is the process of making known one's thoughts or feelings. When you stand in posture, by the way you are engaging yourself, holding your body, the posture that you're in, you're making known your thoughts and feelings, like to an extent, yes. But the expression didn't then, yesterday, and doesn't now. Adequately point to core new tension, and that it is oppositional rotation between axes in the body. Now, the definition presumes that you understand the body has rotational axes within it and that they interact with each other, and usually in an oppositional manner, moving from one to the other merely to facilitate movement. And in so doing, part of that is distributing the load of your body so that you're as uniformly engaged as possible. In my notes I said CT is a new way of looking at biomechanics, but really I'm sure all of the biomechanics that exist are still there and true and valid. It's something new to add to what you already know about biomechanics, if anything, right? Let me go on to number 2. In quote marks, do you have it in you to reach for the ideal? An ideal. That's an ideal. Do you have it in you to reach for an ideal? And the note that what was that too? See, the reason posture is such an issue is because we're a water balloon moving around on ground, and we would just as soon melt into a blob to not have to bear any of the load that we're under, because we are made of water like a fish trying to swim through air. And yet we can't even get off the surface because we're so heavy in the medium that we're in. give up the self-indulgent, amorphous blob of posture that you, I, me, that we can barely maintain. See, it's like, let go all of the effort in maintaining the load, because it's heavy. So, no, Pilates, core new tension is not an expression. And MMP is a point of view. So that's what I ended up with at number 3, is that MMP is a new way of looking at Pilates. Not new to me, or to you maybe, but to the Pilates culture at large, to the monde, everybody, hardly anyone, right? One of my patrons and a recent viewer wrote to me that I like the MMPOV because it's intelligent and is for everyone, whatever the level or background. That's somebody that gets it. Insofar as the POV is for everybody, regardless of your level or background. And it's not me and my creation or any of that. The POV just puts you directly into contact with the method for the experience that it is, and as such connects you to the creator of that method. I'm sure you go through learning all kinds of content and other POVs, right? But the POV my patron, who is a viewer also on Facebook, wrote to me that his copy of Return to Life that you can buy on the web, it's greenish and it has this extreme picture of a human form like this, does not have the words that come with Joe's original book. Which made it all the bigger reason for you to become a patron, because I only have 4 right now and I need more to help me keep the website going. And from hermit.com you can go to Joseph Pilates words and get a PDF file of the words that come in front of the exercises in Joe's book. So, I ordered another copy, because my copy of Joe's book, the one that I ended up with at hand, that survived the jungle, isn't a standalone copy. And so I ordered a standalone copy, and I can't wait to see if it comes with the words or not. And that will allow me to hold up Joe's book just for what it is, all by itself. Because whereas this book is titled Pilates Evolution, my book points to an essence within Pilates that does not evolve. There's something to Pilates that is ideal. And our understanding of it and our practice of it may evolve, will evolve. But the essence of what it is, both in terms of the experience and the choreography, get a book that has Joe's words. Because in the book with Joe's words, it has Joe's definition, and the very next paragraph where Joe states, contrology develops the body uniformly. And then if you're lucky, maybe you get 34 exercises, and they line up with or match somebody else's book. See, it's amazing how much dissolving of the method there is just over time, because that's what happens over time. So if this isn't new to you and everybody else around you is already selling an explanation of CT and MMP, then you know you've missed your window of economic opportunity. But at least for the next generation or two or three, the pressure on the subject, the anguish of holding something precious and seeing it represented as something other than what you hold it to be. How do you survive in this tsunami of Pilates passion? In MMP, facts are facts. And so CT, core new tension, is not an expression. I mean, it's an engagement of the way you engage your muscles. And to the extent that you do it on purpose, aware of the oppositional rotation between axes, and that that's the means to developing the body uniformly, it takes you out of locked knees and pointed toes into soft knees and metatarsals as endpoints, because you get a more even distribution of the load of the body by the engagement you're getting through core new tension, which is what you have evolved over millions of years to be able to do. I didn't make it out of thin air. I didn't make it up. I'm just pointing to the fact, there's my conclusion, facts are facts, the facts that core new tension is a fact. And the reason it's important is because when you engage in core new tension, it spreads the load of your body uniformly. And from the tension between 2 points, from the tension between 2 points, it's in making that tension that you get whole body. This is my whole body, and because of the tension between the 2 points, you get a sensation of alignment. Just rely on those two benefits of core new tension for needing to explain it any further than that. Because why? Because whole body is what we're after. Don't believe me now. Wait until I'm dead. Wait for a couple other generations of people that develop opinions. But my note is what? Face the facts. Face the facts. Facts are facts. Don't face them. But facts are facts. And especially when you can rotate your arms in one direction against the way you rotate around the ears and draw the experience, draw the tension that I name core new tension. That's just a fact. And we use that to trigger or distribute the load of our body. And by doing that, by engaging in that, I always tie it into a knot and a loop when I really don't mean to do that. You know, what makes something straight is tension between it. And the way the body stands up straight is by drawing core new tension between its axes. Some more than others, because some are less connected structurally, skeletally than others. But especially between ears and shoulders and hips. You fly the TVA. TVA is not an airline. TVA stands for transverse abdominis, and it's the main muscle group that connects your rib cage down into your pelvis, that allows you to take your grip at the hips. See, so my note says that people already remember the good old days. Don't you remember the good old days when Pilates was what it was versus what it's become? Whatever it's become. It wasn't what it is now when it was something else in the past. When it comes to Pilates, I always attach to or come from Joseph Pilates refers to a man named Joseph, or Pilates refers to a man named Joseph Pilates, who as a human being was a survivor. Some would say German before survivor, but he was definitely a survivor, and within that context, his method is survival training. And surviving is present tense continuous, meaning it's something you're doing, it's present tense, and it's continuous. And it's in the light or the desire of trying to stay in that situation of surviving, present tense, continuous, that we pursue Pilates. Life can't live forever. Read between the lines and see behind the curtain. Add two and two. Evaluate points of view. Be a patron of mine. Become a creator for others. Have a PayPal account. Have a Western Union app account. And then be willing to say, I have something to offer you, but it'll cost this much. And if they don't want to pay, and they don't want to pay you in advance, then let it go. That's what I want to say. Let it go. You don't have to convince anybody, especially at this point of view. So evaluate points of view. And then add two and two. And contribute by two and two. Direct your thinking and Geist